Lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my first Q&A video for you guys to get to know me who are new to my channel, and for all of you to ask questions that I haven't ever talked about, so you can get some fun answers. Well, I hope they're fun. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so I got a lot of questions more about my personal life, like outside of, baby and trying to conceive. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with those. I tried to put these questions in an order in which they made sense so that there was kind of a storyline building. So let's just dive on in. How long have I been married? I've been married for 1 year and 4 months. So I was married July 5th of 2013. How did Joe and I meet? We actually met on Match.com. When did I know Joe was the one? I knew Joe was the one when he invited me over for dinner to his house. He was cooking. And when I walked in, the smell that filled his condo was it was amazing. It was breathtaking. He was putting so much effort into this dinner that I knew if a guy like that was going to put that much effort into making me dinner, he's a keeper. And sure enough, he was. Oh, that was also our second date. How old are both Joe and I? Joe is 32 and I am 30. What do I do for work? I am a communications coordinator slash administrative assistant for a not-for-profit organization that serves long-term care communities. This is a good question. How many tattoos do I have? I have 2 tattoos. When did I get the tattoo on my back? That was my first tattoo, and I got that when I was 18 years old. And why did I pick that particular design? It's a crescent moon with a star. I picked that design because my mom gave me a necklace with that design, and it had my birthstone in the middle of the star. And it was very sentimental to me, and I wore it all the time. Well, I happened to be at a party one night, and a couple people got into an altercation, and it led to kind of a really big fight. I happened to get myself in the middle of it, not by choice, and the necklace got ripped off my neck, and I was so heartbroken. So this happened when I was about 17, 18 years old, so that's why I got the tattoo. Now, was I hasty about it? Yeah, I was a little hasty about it. So, that's just the way it goes when you're 18 and you get this like newfound freedom as an adult. How long have I had my dogs? I've had Artica and Gunner for going on, gosh, almost 4 years here in February. Artica was first. We got her February of 2011, just 6 months after Joe and I started dating. And Gunner, we got him just 7 months later. So yeah, we are very lucky to have them, and I can't imagine life without them. I currently actually have Gunner sitting next to me, or laying next to me, sucking on his monkey pillow. Let's see if I can show you guys. And there he is. Gunner just sunken on his monkey pillow. It's like his security blanket. I love this question. If I could live anywhere, where would it be? And I would live in Italy, because while I have never been there, Joe has lived there when he was a child, and his parents were in the army, and when he was an adult, when he was a lieutenant, and he just raves about it. So the fact that he's just so passionate about it, I would love to live there with him. And it's so easy to just hop on a train and get anywhere that our second home would probably be Greece, because I have fantasized about going to Greece for a long time. Now, I haven't lived many places. Washington has been my only home that I've ever known, but that's going to soon change. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for like the personal outside of the baby TTC world. So we're gonna dive into those questions next. So how many kids do I want, and how far apart do I want them? And this is a really good question because, well, number one, we want 3 children. And that's because I came from 3 and Joe came from 3. But how far apart is really hard determination to make, simply because my cutoff date is 35 years old. I do not want to be pregnant after 35, and that's just because, you know, I'm starting now and I want to kind of just be done with it at 35. So the way that I look at it is that here comes number 1 just after I have my 31st birthday. Then we are going to have a series of events happen, and I'm probably going to want to start trying again come like between October and January after Boo Boo is born. And then who knows after that. I mean, if I get lucky enough to be able to get pregnant that quickly after having our first one, I would feel a lot more comfortable spacing out the 3rd one just a bit more out. So that's so far where I stand as of this point. I want 3 children. I want 2 really close together, obviously, and the 3rd one would be a little bit further apart just to give my body a break. So have we picked any names? And yes, we have picked a boy name and a girl name. And I will share with you the name that we picked when we find out the gender. But I won't share with you the name of the gender that we don't have, if that makes sense. Will I go back to work or be a stay-at-home mom? And, well, I am going to be a stay-at-home mom. And here's the reason why. I think it deserves a little bit of a background. We are moving in June of 2015. So I decided a long time ago, and Joe agrees with me, that I'm going to leave work a little bit early, actually January. I'm going to quit my job and be at home, get the house ready, set up for Boo Boo to arrive. And then after Boo Boo arrives, we are gone literally 2 months later. It's kind of a whirlwind situation that's going to happen, but that's what's going to happen, and that's what I feel most comfortable doing. Just knowing myself and how I acclimate to change, I need time to kind of mentally prepare myself. So that's why I'll be leaving work in January, probably just a week after I'm into my 3rd trimester. This is a great question. I loved that I was asked this. What am I most excited about for being a mom? And, you know, I am so excited for the opportunity to finally put my words to action. I have always talked about the way I would raise my children, or what I would do differently from my parents, or how I would, you know, help them in a certain situation. So I'm excited to finally prove to myself that my words are going to be put into action. And then of course, I'm just really excited for the overall title. I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to be a mommy. And that in itself is a very exciting fact. So that's what I'm most excited for. This is another really great question. How does it feel to be pregnant after struggling? Well, for a very long time during my pregnancy, I felt like I was on pins and needles, but I kind of kept it to myself because, as most of you know, I did experience a chemical pregnancy and it hit me pretty hard. Harder than I would have expected it to hit me, but I'm a pretty emotional person too at the same time. So of course it's gonna hit me hard. The feeling of being pregnant should be always joyous. So I was battling in my head with be excited, love every moment of this, then pins and needles, I hope I get to keep this baby, I hope that it grows and grows and grows and grows, and I get to give birth to this child. So it was a bit of a struggle in my head, definitely during the first trimester. I'm sure so many of you have experienced kind of the same battle within, but keeping a smile on your face on the outside to show everyone you're doing well. And that's where I was. In the long run, as I sit here with you today, I am ecstatic about being pregnant, and that pins and needles feeling is slowly creeping away. I mean, it's really, really, really back there in my head now. And the more joyous feeling has really risen to the top now that we are slowly starting to get more baby stuff. So that's been a good change. How long did it take me and Joe to conceive? Well, we started trying in October of, oh my God, why am I blanking? October 2013. I read online that it's a good idea to go in for a prenatal screening. So I made an appointment through TRICARE to go and have a prenatal screening. And I'm so happy I did that because it showed that I had an elevated thyroid. So I have hypothyroidism, which I knew I was eventually going to get because my mom was diagnosed with it when she was 39 years old. I didn't think it would happen so soon, but it really paid off for me to go into the doctors and get that prenatal screening. I have been talking to my doctors about my history of thyroid in my family for a long time, and all I ever did was this, like, oh, no, your thyroid's fine. And they never took my blood. This doctor I went to finally took my blood and was like, oh, it's a little elevated, so we're gonna start you on Synthroid. And after a couple of adjustments, it worked out, and I think that really helped me conceive. Now, while it took a while, as I read and other people have told me, for my body to adjust to the medication and the leveling out of my thyroid, I'm so glad that I went into the doctors, we figured it out, and it happened. While I wish I could be a quick, pregnant lady, I wasn't. And the struggle just really proved that I need to find strength within, because everyone is very much individual in their own experience, especially when it comes to trying to conceive. So from October to May, when we first got pregnant and then lost it, and then skipped a month, July. So that's it, 1, 2, 3, 4, I had about 7, 8 cycles, and my cycles are really long, so it took a few attempts, that's for sure. And the final question that I was asked is, do I have any advice for those who are still trying to conceive? And I'm just going to reiterate what I previously just said, was you have to find the strength within yourself to keep going even though you get a negative after a negative after a negative. And if you're just starting out or you're in the middle of it, go book an appointment with your doctor. Just get a prenatal screening. It's perfectly fine for you to say, I want to run a blood panel if you think that there's something in your family history that you need to have a little bit deeper investigation towards. I highly recommend it. If I didn't do that, I probably still would be trying at this point and going for some, medical intervention. I am so glad that I did it. it was truly helpful. But keep the faith. Remember that everything comes in good time. If you do have the strong faith in God, please know that He has a plan for you. If you don't, and you just believe in whatever it is you believe in yourself, if you just believe like it will, in yourself, find that strength and keep going. Especially lean on your partner. They are going to be your confidant, your best friend. They're going to be your treasure trove of faith. So lean on them. And do your research. It's okay to try fun things, kind of crazy things. There's acupuncture, there's like the fertility aid, the primrose oil, oh my gosh, why am I spacing on it right now? The lubricant that helps you, keeps a good environment for the sperm to live in. Change your diet up. Just try things. It's fun to just try things when you're, going to make a human life, because you never know what you would discover about yourself. Okay, so that's the advice I would have for those who are still trying to conceive. And that is it. That wraps up my first ever Q&A. And I think I'm going to build a playlist of videos that I have done for new subscribers to get to know me if they're interested in looking back at those videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed getting all your questions and answering them, because some of them were like eye-openers to me, to make me think about where I stand now and what I look forward to in the future. So thank you for participating. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned for more videos, because I am going to get at least 1 or 2 more up this week. All right, everyone, have a great day, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye.